Hello everybody, welcome to the Penelope Possum channel with me, your hostess Penelope the Possum. The stream audio should be a lot better today, I hope. Hello! Today we're going to be reacting to someone cooking and eating horrible food recipes from years gone by. This particular human being is named B. Dylan Hollis. Hi. Did you need something? Okay.
An impossible pie.
Okay, cool.
From 1969. Some things are naturally
The audio's much better. Awesome. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Meow. That's you. You make mews. Mew mew. So, yes, we're gonna watch this guy make horrible recipes from yesteryear.
This pie makes itself. First you get your blender. It's good.
Should probably increase the volume of this.
To be back. Then simply
You have
add
a
a half cup
dozen,
of butter, cup of
you have
sugar,
more than
2
a
cups
dozen
of
orders
blue
for
juice,
cookies over the next couple
4
of weeks.
eggs,
Jesus
cup of
fuck!
shredded coconut, half a cup of flour, and some dinner.
You will
Now
be a
we
busy
blend.
man. That
Just
is
like
an
that. Let's hope this doesn't
understatement.
kill the blender. And that's it. While this bakes, it apparently forms its own crust and layers. I have my doubts. 350 for an hour.
Same here.
Done.
That is a lot of baking.
And then to the fridge. Hello.
You might be thinking you're ridiculous.
Impossible! Did it? Formed its own pie. Coconut and vanilla. How did that work? You crazy old people. Secret cornbread from 87.
Very chubby. Can I have the chubby? Hello, fatty fat. Oh, so fat. Oh, so fat. Oh, her tummy's so chubby. Say hello to the people, fatty kitten. Hello. You got big old eyes. And only one of them works. You are not a master of binocular vision. You have monocular vision.
Now I want you to try and guess what the third ingredient in this bread is because I can guarantee you're
No.
not gonna get it.
She says,
It's an easy 3-2-1
sorry.
recipe, so we're gonna start with 3 eggs beat, followed by 2 boxes of Jiffy cornbread mix. Let me in.
I'm gonna stop
Finally,
with the
1 entire
captions.
15-ounce
They're
jar
not,
of
useful.
Cheese Whiz. Heat it up first because it currently resembles
Those
silicone. I'm really
chubbos.
looking forward to this.
No.
Cheesy, all right. Cheese Whiz. And into a well-greased 9x13. It's extraterrestrial. Be sure to smooth it out. Thank you.
God.
I'd hate to have an uneven disaster. That would be terrible. Bake at 375 until golden brown. 20 to 25 minutes.
My cookbook Baking Yesteryear is officially out today. Yes, the time has come.
You know, I'm scared because this smells good.
Cheese cornbread might be okay, but Cheese Whiz is like,
Seriously,
why?
this is killer.
If you don't believe me, try it. This is dangerous. A baked bean pizza from 1954. Now, I'm scared of
Oh,
lots of things, including
that-
the IRS, clowns, and English majors. But I'm most afraid of beans where they don't belong. Oh, dear. The sauce begins with a can of tomato paste. Plus 8
dear.
ounces of spaghetti sauce.
I'll be
Don't
right
start
back.
down on the wrong foot. More like the wrong limb. Add oregano for an authentic taste. I feel like I'm in Italy. For the crust, we squashed together refrigerator biscuits. Sorry, what were you saying about authentic? On goes the sauce. A bit of Parmesan. Now 20 ounces of baked beans. What part of Italy are you from? Kentucky? In the center, some fresh mozzarella. How to get an entire country to hate you. Step 1. This. $4.25 for 10, then $3.25 for 20. No. We can serve this with anchovies or sardines. How about a swift death? Oh, what? What is wrong with you? You are sick! It's just vile. Rolo Ritz sandwiches from 79. I'll tell you, I wasn't gonna do this one because it seems rather pedestrian, unlike cars. First up, we'll be needing some crackers. We've got some in a box here and one in a t-shirt. Use as many as you'd
Sorry
like.
about
Come
that,
on,
had to
this
pee.
feels familiar. Lay half face down on a baking sheet. Get some Rolos.
What I missed? Okay, we're
Throw
putting
them on the
crackers
floor.
on a baking
Please
pan
remove
with
the wrappers.
Rolos.
Aluminium has no nutritional value. And you just place them on
Really?
top. Then we bake at 350 just until they're soft, around 3 minutes. But keep an eye on them. Yours may get softer sooner depending on your level of arousal.
Did you know my book comes out soon? Of course you did. I never shut up about it.
Woo! Toasty. Then we carefully sandwich. This has no right being this satisfying. Yeah!
I can't imagine this being bad because it's just crackers,
yeah.
chocolate, and
Not because they're
caramel.
gourmet or anything special. They're just a really good idea.
Really good tasting idea. Broiled humdingers from 1967. Don't ask.
sorry?
This is a spam recipe, one of mid-century America's favorite things, right up there next to big cars and being prejudiced. First up, we put our
Oh,
can of
no.
spam in a blender. It's gonna be one of those days, huh? Perfect. If this red flag was any bigger, it would be a blanket. To the ground spam, we add a teaspoon of mustard plus 2 tablespoons of ketchup, which is spelled catsup. Why? Quarter cup
Because
of blue
why
juice
not?
and a half cup of oats. I just don't understand. Are there worse things than this? Doubt it. You know, jokes aside, I'm quite disturbed by this. The next step is to strain our can of halved peaches. Of course it is. The epitome of logic. I think I'm becoming jaded.
That is a
Peaches onto a
fucking
baking
big
sheet. Form
thing
some
of
patties.
peaches.
Squish. Boil these on the top
Ew,
rack for 10
no.
minutes. Maybe they'll disappear. Well, some didn't make it, which is unfortunate because it means some did.
Yep, that's exactly what I expected.
Well, that was utterly horrendous. Thank you.
Broiled humdingers. For what purpose? What possible... Why? 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 Why?
From 1909. Now, I ain't never done did a peanut brittle, but I done been heard of it before. 3 cups of Spanish peanuts. What are Spanish peanuts? Well, like other Europeans, these still have the skins on. Now into a saucepan goes 2 cups of sugar, 1 cup of the newly invented corn syrup, it's witchcraft, and a half cup of water. Mixy, mixy. Now we cook this to 250 degrees Fahrenheit. Fire! Bubble, bubble. Once we reach that temperature, the firm ball stage, we add in the nuts. I don't know what a firm ball is, but they should probably see a doctor. Oh! Keep stirring until we reach 300 degrees, at which point we remove from
my
heat and
goodness.
add in a bit of butter and a pinch of baking soda. Who needs measurements? Off! Butter. Now quickly, we need a pinch. How much is the pinch? I don't know. Whoa, creamy. And quickly onto a prepared baking sheet. That was very stressful. Now we just let this cool.
Well,
as we
I've
read my
had peanut
cookbook.
brittle
Please,
before,
last
but I've
instruction
never
is a
seen it
simple one, but
made.
it's a little
Spam
bit
is
barbaric.
vile on its own. Honestly fair, also
It would seem you don't have to
great
quite apply
cause
that much
there.
force. There's peanut brittle in the dining room. Never thought I'd be busting nuts on camera, but here we are.
Yeah, it shit's hard, man.
Oh, You know, this is pretty good, but you gotta have some strong jumpers. Oh. 'Tis distinctly old-fashioned, take that how you will. Though if you're allergic to peanuts, that's one hell of a way to go out. Peanut butter bread from the Great Depression. Now, the Depression was rough, and while some
Oh,
people
boy.
like it that way, the world of baking didn't. Butter, sugar, and eggs were scarce, but there was shelf-stable peanut butter. Start with 2 cups of flour, a pinch of salt, only a 1/4 cup of sugar, and 4 teaspoons of baking powder. Is that a typo? We want the bread to rise, not generate thrust. On this episode of Bread Goes to Space, mix.
We want the bread to rise, not generate thrust.
In goes 1 1/3 cup
A
of moo
great
juice.
quote.
That's milk. Now the half cup of peanut butter. You know, Peter Pan came out in 1928. Brave king. I waited until 2019. Get him. Fold. I don't know about this. There's not much to it. Meow. Bake it 325
Just 'cause
for
there's
about
not
an
much
hour
to
and
it
10
doesn't
minutes.
mean
Well,
it's
it
gonna be
smells
bad.
divine.
It
That's
looks
a good
nice.
crumb. Man. This is stellar. It's perfectly peanut buttery and sweet. Mm-hmm. So good with so little. This is why I bake.
That's
A
nice.
chocolate
That's
syrup
nice.
cake from...
You know what? That's actually a great idea. Peanut butter bread. You could use that for like jelly
87.
sandwiches.
Now there's many
That's
uses
so
for chocolate syrup in the
cute.
kitchen and a few in the bedroom. Ha! But does it make a good cake? We begin with a half cup of butter, creamed with a cup of sugar, 4 egg teaspoons vanilla mix. And now for 1.5 cups of chocolate syrup. Seems excessive. It's a lot of syrup. Leave it to the Americans. If it looks like oil, it must be good. Dry ingredients are a cup and a
boy.
third of flour and a half teaspoon of floof powder. Boop. Good. Ooh. Ooh, it's actually quite a nice batter. We'll need a greased 9-inch. You heard me. It smells good. I mean, no, it's wrong. We bake at 325 for around an hour. Check yours with a toothpick.
You know, our book's out this month.
This month. Go look at it. Whoa! Grease your pan well. Mine
That's,
almost stuck. The icing is just a
mighty
cup
cake.
of powdered sugar, adding syrup until thick. What kind of Yankee Doodle dandy shit? Why do you look good? Senseless. I'm going to hemorrhage.
Do not hemorrhage. I mean,
I'll tell
what
you what,
were you
that is-
expecting? Were you expecting the cake to be
solid
bad?
darn
Why?
good
Why were you
idea.
expecting the cake to be
Milk
bad?
Corno from the Great
Milk-
Depression. What is
Milk-
the cheapest food? Was the question asked at the height of the Depression. So food scientists at Cornell came up with this. We start with a cup of cornmeal. So far, so good. Then a half cup of powdered milk. That didn't last long. Teaspoon of salt mixed into a saucepan with 3 cups of water. Chunky. Bring to a prolonged boil. Fire! Just how prolonged is this boil? It's done. Now, if this were to be your dinner, you'd add some tomato sauce and some pepper. For dessert, a touch of molasses. And simming him!
Yep, that's exactly what I was expecting. It's basically grits. Grits are not
Tastes
for
like a
everybody.
wet blanket. They're all so sad. Like depressed polenta. Oatmeal that needs therapy. Unemployed grits.
Unemployed grits? Unemployed grits? Oh my god.
From
Savagery.
Like my hookup,
Fucking
some baking trends just
unemployed
come and go.
grits.
It is
That's
what it
great.
is. And one of those trends was to bake something with as little effort as possible.
First, we'll need a box of strawberry cake mix.
I don't like boxes. People get buried in them.
It's pink. Then we just shove it in
Yeah,
a tub of Cool Whip.
it's
As you can
strawberry.
see, this recipe is quite approachable, unlike landmines. Stir it up like some good drama. We might say we like our friends, but we can't stand them. Smelling a little fruity. I'm partial to fruitiness. I am. Okay. Finally, we scoop, then into powdered sugar. And place. 350 for about 12 minutes. See this book? I righted it. Wrote it myself.
You know, these don't look very fluffy.
They sound very fluffy though.
Oh.
But they taste fluffy.
Insanely soft.
Loses points for laziness, but soft, fruity, and good. A Valentine's cream pie from 59.
That's it. Roll credits. We got a Valentine's Day cream pie recipe. Fucking roll credits. That's it. That's the end of my career as a YouTuber.
Now I
That's
can't think of anything
it.
better
It's
for
all
Valentine's Day
downhill
than a good
from
old-fashioned
here.
cream pie. And this one features the maraschino cherry pastry. Hello.
Fucking
Goodbye. For the pie pan, we're going to want a 9-inch. I know I do too. If you've got one, don't just force it in. Be gentle. Now, whether or not to edge is up to you. Some people aren't that patient. Blind bake at 425 for 15 minutes. This finished a bit early. Happens to the best of us. Into a saucepan goes a cup of sugar, quarter cup cornstarch, 2
Okay.
eggies, 2 cups
Eggies.
of moo juice, quarter cup of cherry juice. Hopefully it'll be pink. Bring this to a boil and stir constantly. Fire! If your hand gets tired,
Fitting
just
for
keep going.
Valentine's Day. Shut up. Oh my god. No.
I'm single, so I'm
Ah.
used to it. Once it's thickened, we
We're
remove from heat
losing
and
the
add in a half
plot,
cup
chat.
of chopped cherries. In you go to the fridge. Next, a cup of cream whipped. Some people are into that. Bloop. Now we get to top. That's always fun. I like that. Very sweet, but I like it. Onion soup bread from 68. Now, soup's lovely if you're sick or born before 1912, but it's typically not.
I said I was sorry.
No, I don't mind. You just startled me because the thing is that like Cheeto, I don't know.
Not
how,
used to
I
make
don't
bread,
because I'm not
typically.
closing
Now we
the
start
door.
with 3 1/3 cups of flour, which is normal.
That's
Then
what
we
I
add
thought
in
at first.
2
I saw
envelopes
human
of
cooking, I
onion
was
soup mix, which is like a sliding
Sorry.
Dude, it's
I
okay.
had to pee so
No,
bad.
you're okay. It's just like again, I wasn't expecting it, so I had the like startle response.
When you close this door, just push the knob a little bit to make sure that it latches.
Because of the rope hanger.
Last door, unhinged. Half a teaspoon.
Latch won't actually.
Also, you missed the part where I reacted to him making a cream pie for Valentine's Day.
Out of what?
Out of actual cream, like it's a legitimate, real recipe. A cream pie is an actual kind of real pie.
No, I know it is. I'm just thinking like out of what?
Out of cream, out of
Okay.
milk.
All right. What's the evil part?
Nothing. It was just cherry flavor, and he does good recipes sometimes. Just most of them are bad because, yes, onion soup bread.
Baking soda.
Onion
Next up, 2
soup
cups of
bread is
buttermilk.
what we're
In
reacting
goes a cup
to
of cheddar
here.
cheese. I tell you, cheese makes
Cheddar
everything better. Except
cheese?
car accidents. Trust me, I've tried. Police got very mad.
Is still the same?
To a greased
Okay,
loaf
yeah.
pan, cooperate, a bit
Yeah,
more
this
cheese
is
on
a
top.
different
Then
thing.
bake at 350 for 50 to 60 minutes. Can I tell you about my cookbook?
Oh, that's fair.
It smells amazing. Look at that.
It looks
Put
okay.
cheese in any pie except for a shepherd's pie. I'm gonna crash out.
No, it's bread.
Slaps. It is a banging, savory, cheesy bread. Great.
Apparently, it's great.
A Hoover stew from the Great
Hoover
Depression.
stew,
Now it stands
uh-oh.
to reason that this dish was named after the 31st President of the United States, a vacuum. This was the economical way to feed your family during a time where people were pinching pennies until Lincoln wept. Water! Salt! Fire! In goes a pound of macaroni. Now we slice a pound of hot dogs as thin as coins. Ah yes, brings back memories. Time to drain the pasta. Into a large pot goes 2 pounds of stewed tomatoes, pound of canned corn and the juice. Add in the hot dogs and simmer for 10 minutes. Dylan, you say, did people not have spices in the Great Depression? No, they didn't. Refer to depression. This is so much
Yeah,
food.
okay, yeah. Great Depression food not really being seasoned makes sense.
Yep. Is it bland? Yes. Is it bad? No. Especially when you consider that all of this cost me $6. Impressive. Prune whip
You know what?
from 9.
Fine. You fucking. You know what? Sure. Hoover soup. Why not? It's not really a soup. It's more like a stew.
27. Now, if you've never had
Or
a
a
prune,
pasta
good. Best
dish,
not to
but
engage
sure.
with the enemy. Prunes are just plums post-mortem. The Draugr of the fruit kingdom. Start with 15 of them, all chopped up nice and disgusting. I love it here. Why 15 of them? Why any of them? Why prune? How prune? Then into a pan to be cooked with a half cup of water. Fire! See,
Oh,
prunes
this
are
is gonna
primarily
be
used
bad.
because they're a stellar laxative. You say, Dylan, how else are they used?
Prune whip,
Now
yes.
strain it and let it cool down, preferably forever, never coming back. And into a bowl goes the whites of 2 Enkies. Pinch of salt, beating
Prunes.
stiff. Cup of sugar.
Baka,
And we fold in a bit
yuck.
of vanilla and our cooled
Blah.
prunes into a serving dish, well chilled. My cookbook. Garnished with slivered almonds. You say, Dylan, that's not cooked. Correct. Uncooked
Baked
whips such as
prunes,
these
yeah?
were very popular in the 20s.
Is that what you're
alongside
trying to say?
dysentery.
Apparently it smells like dysentery. I didn't know dysentery had a smell.
This is foul. Oh dear. Magic
Apparently
cinnamon
foul.
sticks from 63.
Really? Foul. Who would have guessed prune whip is bad?
So this recipe finds a good use for ready-made pie crust mix. But of course you could use any leftover pie pastry you have or make your own if you enjoy that type of low-level anxiety. 1 pie crust mix. And this one needs 5 tablespoons of cold water. You gotta mix it with your fingies. Done! Roll this into a thin rectangle. Now we sprinkle some coarse sugar on both sides, pressing it in with your rolling pin. I
Okay.
like sugar. Get in! Now into 3 tablespoons of melted butter goes 6 teaspoons of cinnamon mix. And then on it goes. This is very satisfying. I like you. Fold this in half and cut into strips. They're so cute. Now twist and onto a baking sheet. We bake these at 350 for about
I
20
think
minutes.
these are gonna be yummy.
Whoa.
I mean, it's just pie crust,
I like a
sugar,
cookie.
and a few other things.
Hold on. I'm going to eat all of these. A cheat lemon pie from 79.
lemon
So this pie
pie,
says it can be
okay.
finished in 2 seconds, something I think is quite impressive, yet other lovers find deeply unsatisfying. You can't win them all. Start with a can of sweetened
Wow,
condensed
I
milk.
was so-
Then a whole
you were
can of
so
thawed lemonade
overwhelmed with the fact
concentrate.
that it was
You find these in the
prune
freezer
that you
section
couldn't
because
type.
they're frozen. Pour it in.
Oh my God,
Mix.
yes.
Yes, it is thickening. Fold in a tub of Cool Whip.
Now, on a separate note from that, I've never had a prune, so I don't know what the big deal about prunes is. I've never eaten a prune or had prune juice or anything like that, so I don't know what they taste like.
Finally,
I have
into
to
2
imagine
pre-made
they're
graham
not
cracker crusts.
great,
Oh,
because everybody
yeah.
says they
freezer.
aren't.
Don't worry,
but,
I'm
like,
not going to speak about my cookbook. Nope, not me. Good morning. By the way, this cost me $5. And this economy $2.50 a pie ain't bad. Oh, look it.
looks delicious. Kind of looks like a cheesecake.
Okay. This is out of the park. It's a frozen pie, but it's silky smooth. A poor man's pie from 1949. Now this has
Okay.
to be the simplest pie recipe I've seen during my time on this earth.
That's
I'm not
amazing.
even sure this is going to make a pie. But first, pastry. Good afternoon, Mr. Pastry. How you been? How's the wife? How you like that? Welcome to the real world. For the filling, we have a pint of cream, cup of sugar, 3 tablespoons of flour, and that's it.
You're busy throwing up in your mouth to focusing on typing.
It's a pie
Fair
filling, I'm
enough.
Captain
Honestly,
America.
the
And then
prune
in
whip
it
was
goes.
so fucking
We do
jarring.
get to sprinkle nutmeg on top. How extravagant. In this goes it.
Wait, what did he put into
Have a
it?
pint of cream, cup of
Pint of
sugar,
cream,
3
sugar.
tablespoons of flour, and that's
Flour.
it. If this is a pie
Milk, sugar, and flour is everything that's going into the pie mix? I'm sorry.
filling, then I'm Captain America. And then in it goes. We do get to sprinkle nutmeg on top. How extravagant. In this goes at 425 until it sets like a custard. I have no idea. It looks
Ugh.
upset.
Oh, it looks disgusting. Apparently not great.
Well, it's great. So long as you don't have to eat it. It's sweet goop. I don't get it.
It's
Because now I'm
sweet
still a poor
goop.
man just with a mediocre pie. Lime Jello fudge from 68. Typically
No!
chocolate, and on the rare occasion
Lime
it doesn't, it
Jell-O
definitely shouldn't have Jello in it.
fucking
Into a saucepan
fudge,
goes 3.5
God.
cups of sugar.
Why?
That was half the bag.
Why do people
Quarter
insist
teaspoon of
on
soda.
doing these
10 buddy.
things?
Plus 3 ounces of lime.
What was the obsession with Jello?
Jell-O, you ready for a party?
An aspic back.
Fruity. Cup and a half of moo juice. That's milk, by the way. Then we cook to 234 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh, it's foaming.
Yes.
Stop growing.
Shit. You wanna join in and just be high in the background?
So,
It's gonna take an hour to feel anything if I
a
even
thing
feel
to take
anything.
note of,
Huh.
those waterproof mattress covers do not do well in the washing machine. They don't
Oh,
actually
funny.
release the water. So it just sort of turned into a big plastic bag full of water that was slamming around in there, and it wouldn't go through the spin cycle.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. If it was in the dirty clothes, I just put it in with the rest of them.
No, you're all
Also,
good,
that
Ben.
was the one for the queen size, so we're throwing that one away anyway.
That's fair.
Yeah, no harm done.
Gross. Yeah.
Avast ye!
We're watching him make lime jello fucking fudge. Because the world is cruel and unusual.
Ow! It's got ranged attacks. I don't
On your face.
Almost. Keep stirring all the way. Then remove from heat and into a bowl. Half cup of butter. Beat until thick.
Yummy.
Thick. And into a greased and lined 8-inch. What is this? Chill until firm. Do you know what's already firm? My cookbook. It's a hardcover. Oh. It tastes like summer camp. Like baby bottle pop nostalgic. Huh. Avocado bread
Avocado
from 73.
bread. Okay, I
yes,
could
it seems
see
that
this.
before millennials discovered avocado
Prune
on
juice
toast,
is
their
just the
forefathers wanted
laxative.
to
Good
skip
to
a few
know.
steps and just put the avocado directly in the bread. We're gonna see if they were onto something. Of course, they were onto a lot of things back then.
But yeah, avocado bread, I could see that working out because, hi Boots, I see your tail in the background. Cause avocados are really fatty and so are eggs, so I could see it
Begin with 2 very
generally
ripe
being good
avocados.
bread.
Time to open you up. Good morning. Now in goes 3/4 of a cup of sugar. So the avocado is the only source of fat in this recipe, so instead of creaming sugar into butter, we're just creaming the fruit, which is something I happen to be familiar with. Time for 3. Oh.
Okay, so
Well,
no, I was
3
wrong.
eggs. Beat
It
thoroughly.
replaces
For the
the
dry
butter.
ingredients, we mix
so
together 2 cups of flour
but
with 1.5 teaspoons of
instead
fruit
of butter,
powder.
you use
That's baking powder.
avocados.
Combine the two.
A fascinating
fold, in you go.
concept,
We
and
seem
I
to be
feel like
baking
it was born
guacamole
out of the
350
health
for about
craze.
45 to 50 minutes. Wow, look at how good it looks. Woo!
Green, very green inside. Shrek bread.
No way. Woo! This tastes amazing. I'm so confused. Because there's no butter, there's no oil, there's no milk, just fruit. Sprinkle cookies from 1980. Now I relate to
Sprinkle
sprinkles
cookies.
because they're dainty, frivolous, and let's face it, just a little bit limp-wristed. All the things I was
Let's go past this. I've already watched him make sprinkle cookies. It's basically just a sugar cookie with sprinkles inside of it.
favorite things to do, but I'm single, so it's been a while. It's called such 1904. Pound cake is
Pound
one of my
cake.
favorite things to do, but I'm single, so it's been a while. It's called such because the traditional recipe is a pound each of butter, sugar, eggs, and flour. Nothing else. We start by beating the butter. Now we
Pound of
slowly cream in a
everything.
pound of sugar. Oh boy! Now I'm beating and creaming by hand because, as any man could tell you, that's how we all first learned. Good heavens! How many eggs? 9. We beat them in gradually. This is wild. And finally, the flour. Yeet. Fold into a bunt. We bake this in a moderately slow oven for 80 to 100 minutes. Hello. Nope.
Ah, boo. The way his face froze.
I really just JFK'd this cake.
He really. Oh my god, he just said he JFK'd the cake because its dome got cut off.
Man,
Jesus.
that's wonderful. For something that doesn't have any flavoring at all, you would not believe it.
With a texture
Some
like nothing
crazy
else.
shit.
It's very good. But we don't talk about this. Another dump cake from 87. So I've actually already taken a dump in this kitchen before. We have a done dump. But instead of using chocolate cake and cherries, I was told I should have used yellow cake and peaches. So let's take a dump. Directly into an oiled casserole dish goes 2 21-ounce cans of peaches and syrup, draining the syrup from one of them. Uh-oh. Today's dump requires the use of a can opener. It's a fairly painful condition. Then you dump! My bad for assuming there was only one way to take a dump. The Americans are rather imaginative. Dump! Frank, can you guess what we do with our box of cake mix? That's right! You dump!
Oh,
Last
poor
year we
Frank.
dumped on melted butter, but this
Poor
recipe just has
Frank
us
the
put it
fish
on top.
pot.
3/4
He
of a
suffers
cup.
so much.
Then we bake our dump at 350 for about an hour.
This
you
is
can
a
also
dump
dump my
cake,
cookbook in your
case you're
cart.
curious.
Sorry. Ooh, let it cool.
It consists of yellow boxed cake mix, canned peaches and syrup, and butter.
Yeah. The
That-
cherry ones are pretty good. You use a little funfetti
Mm.
cake with that.
Yeah, this is superior, but I still detest the concept. It's a loveless peach cobbler. Widowed and forlorn. The dump cake from 68. Much dish on top. For
This is the first attempt.
baked magic oatmeal cookies from 85.
Magic
Not
oatmeal
only are these a
cookies.
2-ingredient
Unless
cookie,
it
but they
has
also purport
magic
to be
mushrooms in it or
healthy.
weed, they're not going to be very magical cookies.
Yeah, get mad, dude.
We take a very ripe
you
banana.
bullying
This one
your
is passed
cat?
away, gone, very nearly flattened, dead. We
A
mash.
banana.
No longer. And then we throw in just about a cup of quick oats. That's it.
Oh,
This
yes.
is not a cookie. This is a wrong way to make oatmeal. But wait, it says we can also do this with a half cup of applesauce and the cup of quick oats. Just scoop them out. Then we squish them. Banana on the right. 350 for about 15 minutes. But just watch yours. Did I tell you that my book has a metallic title? I'm a simple man. What? Smells good.
Careful.
Let's do applesauce first.
I can't imagine these being bad because it's just
What?
oats
Cookie.
and
Huh. Now
fruit
banana.
paste, basically, like applesauce or banana.
Banana is superior. Sorry. I guess everything's a cookie now. These are really fun and easy. For a healthy cookie, not bad. Avocado ice cream from 1947.
Avocado ice
This is
cream. Huh.
fascinating because it seems
skeptical.
chronologically wrong to find this in a 1940s cookbook, which means it must be pretty special or that time-traveling keto athleisure influencers exist. You know, people who follow strange concepts like exercise.
Yay!
Into a saucepan goes a half cup of sugar, a pinch of salt, and 2 cups
There
of
is
milk.
no amount of washing
Now we
that will
scald
ever
this,
be
so
rid
bring it
of
to a simmer,
sin.
but not a boil. Fire! Into a separate bowl goes 2 eggs. Beats. While
Eggs.
whisking, we cook the eggs by slowly
Eggies.
pouring in the hot milk. In goes a cup of heavy
Hot
cream
milk.
and 2 avocados
Hot
mashed.
milk,
I'm going to
milk
force mine through a
juice.
sieve. And finally, the juice of a lemon. Beat thoroughly.
Why don't you
Just
have a lemon?
freeze until firm. Good morning. Am I really about to have ice cream for breakfast? It's destiny.
Yes, he's an adult. You're an adult. You're allowed to.
Whoa! Yes, that works. It's really quite nice. It is a bit icy, more of a sherbet, but it's a no churn, so I can't complain. It is a lovely, delicate taste.
I can
got
imagine
cookies from
because guess what? Fucking avocados don't really have much of a taste.
5. It's been said that
They're
there's a cookie
vaguely
for every
grassy.
occasion, and if so, this must be
And
the
that's
cookie for when
it.
you descend into psychosis. Start with a half cup of butter, followed by
Butter.
a half cup of
Splat.
powdered sugar. Next is 2 teaspoons of vanilla and 1 teaspoon of almond extract, distilled nut. Finally, 3/4 of a cup of flour and 3/4 of a cup of panko, the breadcrumbs. You say, Dylan, why would someone put breadcrumbs in cookie dough? It could be because of like illicit substances or like psychiatric disturbances, being held at gunpoint, these types of things. Then we scoop, roll, dredge in more powdered sugar, and squish. 350 for about 13 minutes. Do not put my cookbook in the oven though, it's flammable. Hello! Once they're cool, we dredge in powdered sugar again. Was the first time just for practice?
They sound crunchy.
This person is genius. Because I figured out how to make something soft, chewy, and crunchy at the same time. It's a marvel. It's a good cookie. liver cakes from 1947. So the liver is an organ which collects and filters
Liver
all
cakes.
of the toxins from an animal throughout their
Yummy.
lifetime. So why we prance about it, eat it, is beyond me. With that being said, I've never tried it. Until now. Into a pot of water goes a pound of calf's liver.
cakes.
This recipe asks for calf or mutton liver. But when I asked about mutton liver to the butcher, he just asked if I was okay. Fire! While that boils, we need a quarter cup of
What about Chinese food?
breadcrumbs, flour, salt, pepper, plus dried sage and onion. Then
Yeah.
we drain the... What? I don't want to do this!
I
Mix
see.
the liver. Ugh. You know, I used to have a sock
Oh, it looks like
this.
shoe
This is
leather.
disgusting. 2 eggs. Get in. Now
Those
we make
poor
patties.
eggs. They had such
What do you think we fry
aspirations.
these in? Lard. Let me get my lard
Oh,
bucket.
fucking lard,
And
of
you just
course. Yes,
get
fry
little lards
the
with liver and lard.
god-forsaken liver pucks in lard. Yep.
There's something deviant about this. Tastes like metal. I don't like that. Marshmallow bark from 79. The good thing about this recipe is it seems quick and easy, but the bad thing is that it comes from the state of Missouri. What goes on in Missouri? First, we assemble a double
Missouri
boiler.
things go on in Missouri.
I'm good at this. Then we melt 12 ounces of white chocolate, either in bar form or a bag
am
of chips.
in
I'm using Gear Deli bars because I
Missouri.
prefer to rot my teeth expensively. Fire! Yes, you could
That's
just melt
really
your
what
chocolate
that
in the
song
microwave,
was
but that
about.
makes
He
too much
wasn't in
sense. Why be
Missouri,
practical when
he
you
was
can
in
give the illusion of
Missouri.
competency? We also
And
need
that's
to
why
add in
he
about a
was so
tablespoon of
upset.
vegetable shortening. You could also use coconut oil. While that melts, we measure out 4 cups of multicolored marshmallows. Woo!
Marshmallow.
Okay, now that this is ready, we're just gonna let it cool down for a little bit so it doesn't just immediately melt the marshmallows. You ready
Also,
yet?
that's a lot of
Combine and mix.
bananas.
And into a lightly greased
Anybody
and lined
else
casserole
knows he has a
dish. Making
shitload of
sure everything's
bananas in the
even
background of
included.
this
To the
video?
fridge. My cookbook for scale.
So you know how Buddhists believe that Buddha determined all life is suffering.
Quite pleasant, really.
Yeah.
It's a bit basic, but the kids will love it. Sweet and simple and
in
Easter.
India.
Clam biscuits from
I thought you lived in
1974.
China.
Now I love biscuits and I love clams, but do they belong together? Well, as my parents tried explaining to a 12-year-old me when they divorced, probably not. We began
Oh.
with 2 cups of flour,
I got
3 teaspoons of
confused.
flute powder, then 2 tablespoons of shortening. Vegetable shortenings are great for when you want something like butter, but worse. Please get off the spoon. Please, sir, mix with hands. In
Yes,
goes a half cup of
shortening
blue
is
juice,
horrible.
Then a can of minced clams.
Bleh,
A little
clams.
strange, fam, but you do you.
Why? Why are we
Yep,
adding
those are
clams to this?
Oh, it wants the juice too. Ooh, mix. Drop these into a muffin pan. So are they biscuits or are they muffins? What are you? That's what I used to ask my sexuality in high school. Hello.
What?
Butter.
Is it supposed to be like a crab cake?
I see. I'm getting a top note of cat food, like someone dropped a biscuit in a fish tank. Yeah, those taste like low tide. That is to say, New Englanders
Low
would love
tide.
deep fried cream eggs from '96.
Deep-fried
Yes,
cream
Easter
eggs.
is upon us, which means sweet to
I've seen this. They're just crab
Only describe what
Cadbury
makes this loaf
cream
northern. I
eggs,
just picked
but
it because of the
deep fried.
Northern Nut Loaf from 49. Now, I'm not sure what makes this
Nut
loaf
loaf.
northern. I just picked it because it has the most nuts I've ever seen. And I've seen my fair share. We start with nuts, which is unusual. In my experience, that normally comes last. We need 1 pound of mixed pecans and filberts. Filberts are hazelnuts, and they are my second favorite nut. My favorite doesn't come from a plant. Now we need to flour
Oh
the
my
nuts
God,
with
this
3/4 of a
guy's
cup
too
of
much.
flour. You know, I do prefer them defloured. A pinch of salt. Only a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. This is not going to rise, which is always embarrassing. Into a separate bowl goes 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. 3 eggs. Beat with a whisk. Never tried that before. Sounds painful. Finally, a 1/2 pound of dried figs. You know, fruit and nuts do go hand in hand. I would know. I'm both. Combine
Oh
the
my
two.
god.
It's literally just nuts. 300 for 18
Yeah,
minutes.
it's
Done.
just wet nuts. But somehow it fucking makes some
Whoa.
kind of a
Great
loaf.
taste, nice and moist, but very crunchy. If you hate nuts, I can see you spitting it out. Not me. K2 defense biscuits from the Second World War. You know, times must be tough when your biscuits start getting model numbers. Start with 25 grams of sugar, followed by 25 grams of a mild treacle. Next up is 50 grams
What
of
is
lard.
treacle?
Please
Someone's
get out of the
gonna have to
box. Please
explain what a
exit.
treacle is to
That
me.
was only its
Lard.
first form. 70 grams of milk powder. Mix. Now 200 grams of graham flour. Do you know how hard it is to find graham flour? Hard. 15 grams of wheat germ.
I imagine it
Fresh
used to
wood
be
chips.
easier.
I've been told to keep this in the fridge so it stays disgusting for longer. Thank you again. Finally, a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And a 1/4 teaspoon of bicarbonate. Come on! There we go. So these were a part of America's K-rations. Think of them like dystopian lunchboxes.
Delicious.
Poke some holes in. $3.50 for about 15 minutes.
Looks
What's that,
like
Frank?
hardtack.
You like my cookbook? He can't read.
These are the very definition of sustenance. Bit like a dog biscuit, but I would take these over hardtack. Poor man's rice from 79. How do you make rice without rice? I say it's impossible, but our friends from the 70s disagree.
Poor man's
we
rice
start with a
just
third cup
sounds
of
like-
water. I hate third cups. I don't have a reason and I don't need one. 3 egg geese. Water and eggs. How very rice-like. Pinch of salt. 2 cups of flour. I don't know where this is going either. Probably downhill.
We're looking for a breadcrumb consistency. Not me. I'm looking for why. Thought rice was the poor man's food. I would know. I have a music degree. Time for
Yeah,
hands.
like,
more flour if needed.
Rice is the
Done.
poor
I
man's
think. I don't
food.
know.
Now into a very large pot goes 3 quarts of water.
Stock cubes. I'm using beef. Fire! Get in! It's like the world's worst oatmeal. Cooked for 12 minutes.
What? I don't...
It looks like mashed potatoes in the worst way.
What? It's not unpleasant. It tastes like overcooked pasta. It feels like oatmeal and looks terrible. It evokes nothing of rice, and I don't know why this exists. Sunflower cookies from 74.
Yeah,
So
just get rice. It's like $1 a pound. You can get a shitload of rice for super duper cheap anywhere, everywhere.
These were part of the
Don't
hippie
do
health
that.
food
All
craze,
those-
which I didn't know was a thing. Seems they enjoyed baking
What?
in more than one sense of the word. To a half cup of butter goes a cup of brown sugar. Mix. In goes 2 egg geese. Half a cup of flour. A teaspoon of floof powder. And half...
Oh shit. We'll get a new one soon, okay?
Half a cup of wheat germ. Oh,
Yes,
no.
I see, dear.
What's wheat germ? Nothing good. It has the pleasant taste of wood chips. Earthen. Yeah. I let the set get all nice and miserable.
The wheat germ just needs to swell up like an infection.
Soaks up the butter and everyone's happiness. Next is 1.5 cups of shelled sunflower seeds. This is just bird seed. Food of the birds. Avian.
Oh no!
Do you
So
have friends?
sunflower.
Are they birds? Make this for them. Their little bird beaks and bird mouths will love it. Half cup of pumpkin seeds. Don't even chop them. No? Yeah, they let their bird stomachs digest it. Feathery freaks. $3.50 for about 12 minutes. Now they can smell it.
You know what birds
Fucking
can't do? Read my
bird
cookbook, as far
food.
as we know.
Seriously.
These taste like a damp park bench. Sorry, hippies, I'm with Nixon on this one. Econo meatloaf from
Yes,
the Great
rice is the
Depression.
poor
Yes,
man's
this is
food.
a
Thank
depressing
you.
meatloaf,
All
which
that
happens to
work.
be what I call myself when I'm wrapped in blankets at 2 a.m. watching Netflix covered in Pop-Tart crumbs. But anyway, we start with 6 slices of bread, preferably like my dating life. Stale.
Remove the crusts. If you're over the age of 6 and you still do this, good for you. Don't let anyone tell you how to eat. Move to a bowl. Save the crusts.
Add a cup of oats
So
and a
we're doing an econo
can of
meatloaf.
evaporated milk. The meat remains unseen. Perhaps it's waiting for marriage.
Pepper. 2 teaspoons of salt. And a teaspoon of poultry seasoning. I'm not sure if anyone told you, but beef is a cow. You know the mooing?
Time for just a pound of ground beef.
A singular
Mixed
pound
thoroughly.
and all that.
This is more grain than meat. Get it. Then we add ketchup.
Meat's
Press
a
in the
fucking luxury.
bread crusts.
In the Great
Railroad track
Depression.
looking Union Pacific meatloaf. Finally, more ketchup. Bake this in a moderate oven for an hour.
I just think it's funny the way that it broke.
At the handle?
That is unpleasant. It tastes like it's saving me money.
Hard times.
Irish soda bread from
Oh,
1909.
soda bread.
So you
Fun,
want bread
fun,
and you want
fun.
it now. Well, this is the loaf for you. We start with 4 cups
More
of flour
of
in a
those
sifter.
bananas.
Come on, Frank, you lazy fish. Woo, get in. Next up, a heaping teaspoon of baking soda. Floof soda, you were made for this.
And a teaspoon of salt.
Yes, this is a sifter. This is a sieve, and I am pedantic. Next in, 2 cups of buttermilk. Now, if you don't have buttermilk, you could always go to the store. That's how stores work. I'm serious, don't disrespect the Irish. They can be mean. To mix, we must...
I mean, he's not wrong, but there are other ways to get buttermilk. You can put some
use our
lemon
hands. Don't worry, my hands
juice
are
in
the only
milk
touch
and
I
you'll
know.
get buttermilk or an acceptable
Skim it,
substitute.
flour.
It's
Then we
just
bless
sour
the
milk.
loaf. What do you mean? Did it sneeze?
We just cut it. Now into a hot oven for 45 to 55 minutes.
That's 400 degrees Fahrenheit.
Woo! Look at that! Now we let it cool.
Soda
If you don't
bread.
have my cookbook, you could always use a cooling rack.
Yeah, it's soda bread. Soda
Now
bread's
that's just a plain good loaf. What's up, Frank? Come on. A wacky cake from the Great Depression. So the stock market's crashed and we can't afford any butter, eggs, or milk. But little Johnny still wants a cake for his birthday. selfish brat. Directly into a cake pan goes a cup and a half of flour. Teaspoon of floof soda. Bloop. One of the reasons this is called a wacky cake is because you don't need a bowl. Though living in the
Oh,
Depression,
boy.
I think everyone needed a bowl. Cup of sugar. Third of a cup of
I've
cocoa.
had
Can we just mix it
you've
with a
had
fork?
vegetarian meatloaf
Now we
and
make
it's made
3
with
wells.
Rice
I feel like a
Krispies?
gardener. Do you guys remember Farmville? Those were
Huh?
the days. Into one well goes 2 tablespoons of vinegar.
In
Next,
how?
a third of a cup of oil.
Vinegar,
And
oil,
finally, a
and
whole cup
vanilla,
of water.
and
Just
water.
mix it in the pan. Bake this at 350 for about a
Just
half
as
hour.
tastes just as nasty
It's
as
a
it
cake,
sounds.
cool completely
I
in
really
the pan.
can't
For
imagine.
the frosting, we need a cup of powdered sugar, 2 tablespoons of cocoa, then slowly add water until thick. Beautiful. What? How did that not stick? Are you a witch?
I mean, you put a shitload of oil in it.
This, yes! That's a darn good cake. Ranch from 67. Come to think of it, I've never really thought about what's in ranch. Perhaps out of fear.
Yes, I would have expected ranch dressing to have been an earlier invention, not from the 60s.
Start with a half cup
but
of buttermilk
the
and a
60s
half
does
cup of
feel like
sour
the right
cream.
time period.
For lactose! No, I once watched a friend of mine eat a buttermilk and a half cup of sour cream. Time for lactose! No, I
Buttermilk.
once watched a friend of mine eat a whole bottle of ranch with his pizza. He's
Ugh.
in prison now. Next up, a half cup of mayonnaise.
As he should be.
A half teaspoon of garlic
Mayonnaise.
powder, onion powder, and pepper. 3, 2, 1. 2 tablespoons of dried parsley. Forsaken by parsley. Never saw that coming. Just a pinch of salt and a teaspoon of dried dill weed. What did you call me? Oh, for mix to the fridge.
He
You wanna
bent
sneak
his
peek at my
measuring
cookbook?
spoon. Oh my god.
Now that it's rested, we can serve. Suppose it was too tired before.
The fuck?
That's good. No joke, that's great. One second. I think you'd like this. Ranch, baby. Cheese cookies from 81. Call
Oh
me crazy,
boy,
but I believe
cheese
that cookies
cookies.
should
I've
be
seen
sweet, a
this.
dessert, a treat. This isn't that. No, our friends from the 80s have come up with a savory appetizer cookie, so we start by melting 2 sticks of oleo. This stuff also
Excuse me.
goes by the name of margarine, or wrong. Then a half
Oh,
pound of
gross.
sharp cheddar. Mr. Cheese, I'm so sorry.
Poor
Sloppy.
cheese.
A teaspoon of red pepper flakes. Worcestershire. A tablespoon of Tabasco. And 2 cup... plus 2 cup... I can't say it. Rice Krispies. I have never
Oh
seen
no, the Rice
Finally,
Krispies.
a pinch of salt and 2 cups of
They've
flour.
come back to haunt us. The Rice
Bake at 350
Krispies
until
from
golden
the
brown.
vegetarian meatloaf.
Oh. No. That's not
Clang.
right. Spicy and cakey and crunchy. Just eat cheese. A dirt cake from 89. There are gummy worms. Start with 2 small packs of vanilla pudding. Get it?
Oh, a dirt
Plus 3
cake,
cups
yummy.
of moo juice. Step 1 is to beat together 8 ounces of cream cheese and a half cup of butter. What do you mean, step 1? What about this? Is the pudding related, or did you just want a snack? In goes a cup and a half of powdered sugar. So we're making cream cheese frosting. We don't have a cake, but don't worry, we have pudding. Next, we fold in a tub of Cool Whip. Okay, we no longer have frosting. Next, we fold in the pudding. Now we no longer have pudding or frosting. We have... Well, actually, I don't know what this is. Now we need a pack of Oreos. Oh, for f***'s sake. Don't worry, we don't get to enjoy them. They just get a summary execution. Downshift! Assemble in layers. Oh. Finally, we half bury
I
the worms.
see.
Sentences that should never be in a cookbook. I mean, come on, really? It's just American. Chill. While you wait, you can pre-order my cookbook, Baking Yesteryear.
I mean, it's just worms and dirt.
This will make kids go feral. Little Johnny's gonna put his tricycle in the Indy 500. It's actually really good. Leftover bread pancakes from 1947. Now I love pancakes, so a homemade recipe which is easy needs no... Start with 3 pinch of cheese.
This one's not very interesting. It's just
Snickerdoodles from 1918.
Snickerdoodle.
No, I have never had these. You must remember, I'm not an American. I am a Bermudian, and we grew up with things like party rings and custard creams. Until yesterday, I thought a Snickerdoodle was a dog. Start with a cup of shortening. In goes a pinch of salt and a cup and a half of sugar. Cream. Next, we beat in 2 eggies. I just love eggies. For the dry ingredients, we need 2 3/4 cups of flour, a teaspoon of floof soda, not powder. I think it's underlined for a reason. Finally, we need 3 teaspoons of cream of tartar. Good heavens. That's excessive. 3,
That
2,
is.
1, go.
oh hi.
Roll to balls.
Goodbye, bolts.
But
Moderate
that is,
oven
in
for 11
fact,
minutes.
how you make a
means 350
snickerdoodle.
Fahrenheit. They just hadn't invented numbers yet. Also, I seem to have a book. They're poofy. Dredge them through a half cup of sugar with 3 tablespoons of cinnamon.
Simonym.
Pillowy. They're like sugar cookies, but comfier. Very good. A chocolate beet cake from 66. Now look, I'm no stranger to cakes with bizarre ingredients, but I think the use of pickled beets is the most unorthodox. We start by blending
Yes.
our 15-ounce can of pickled beets. Juice and all, honey. There seems to have been a murder. Now into a bowl goes a half cup
Murder
of
most
vegetable oil,
foul.
1.5 cups of sugar, a bit of nina, 3 egg keys. Whisk vigorously. In go the beets. Oh, it's pink. For the dry ingredients, we need 2 cups of flour, 1/3 of a cup of cocoa, pinch of salt,
I feel
and a
like
teaspoon
this
of baking
is a
soda.
way to
but
make-
there's no acid. Oh, the beets! They might be onto something. Get in. Fold. Looks like velvet.
fucking
About 50 minutes at
Red
375.
velvet cake.
Woo. For the ganache, we need a half cup of cream and 4 ounces of chocolate over very low heat. Fire! Just until the chocolate melts and everything is smooth. Oh my.
Looks soft and fluffy and yummy.
Son of a... It's fantastic. Beets! What's next? A trench cake from
Trench
World War
cake.
I. In the
World
Great War,
War
people
One.
dug holes and threw things at each other. It's a bit like a children's sandbox, just with an abundance of missing limbs. Start with 8 ounces of flour, to which we rub in 4 ounces of margarine. Ugh. To be fair, my only real issue with margarine is its existence. Also, do notice how we don't mix cakes like this anymore, because we're no longer daft. In goes 3 ounces of brown sugar, followed by 2 teaspoons of cocoa. Ah, yes. The LaCroix method of adding flavor. Just enough to make you realize what you don't have. Half teaspoon of nutmeg
boy.
and ginger, plus 3 ounces of currants. Ounces are my least favorite unit.
Currants.
Unlike my cookbook, which is an
Currants.
absolute unit. Finally, we need a quarter pint of
fucking
mooches.
hate currants.
Give me a normal measurement.
And
a teaspoon
caper.
of white vinegar and a half teaspoon of bicarbonate. Bicarbonate? Think you're plush. Oh, sick. Moderate oven for about an hour. Ugh.
Doesn't look yummy. Doesn't look like it is yummy.
It's not awful, but it is sad. If someone said that to me in the trenches, I would give up. Tomato aspic from 1939.
Mary?
Yes, this is arguably the most infamous dish of the 20th century. At one point, it was on every menu from coast to coast. We start with 3 cups of stewed tomatoes, then an onion.
Oh,
What is
boy.
the size of this?
Okay, so for anyone not in the know for old recipes, aspic is basically just another way to say gelatin. Unflavored gelatin is aspic. Aspic is unflavored gelatin. It's, I believe it's mostly a UK thing to call it aspic. Because of course it is. And, well, it used to be real popular.
Onions. This thing's heavier than my self-doubt. 1 celery stalk. Slicey slice. And now for the most pointless herb, the bay leaf. I think of these like small men. You'd have a hard time telling whether it's in or not. A pinch of salt and sugar, plus a single clove. So what are you doing tonight? Into a pot. Fire! Cooking for 10 minutes. Meanwhile, we soak 2 tablespoons of gelatin in a half cup of water. Now we strain this to remove any trace of resin from the dish.
Yes, of course.
And the gelatin. I don't like the look of this at all. To the fridge.
None of us like the look of
What do you think we
it.
garnish this with? Did you guess mayo? Stop jiggling.
Of course
And
it's
some
mayo.
paprika.
And paprika, yep.
This is just a commendably daft idea. Tastes like somebody killed Italy. It's like geriatric ketchup.
Geriatric
Making greased
ketchup.
chocolate
wonderful.
chip cookies from 53. Now I don't need to tell you how much we love bacon. My new cooking clogs, half cup of
Yes.
salted. To fly. Chips. 12 minutes.
Makes sense. Basically,
Has
just
produced many
substitute butter for bacon grease.
Ambrosia from 1951.
I've seen this one
That's a
before.
good- and
It's
Twitter
a
cream. Walnuts are
non-salad
my-
salad. You
Like
know,
me, the man who
the
serves
salads
you
that
folded-
don't have any actual
You know what?
veggies.
I like crazy things about this
in
cake.
them.
One being, well, it's a cake. Jello poke cake from 79. So there's my new
Another one I've already
yeah,
seen.
so
Not very
3 ounces. Both of
interesting.
these
It's just a yellow cake
boy
with
cookies from 6. Go Pokes! So let's bake their cookies. We start by toasting a cup of coconut, cup of pecans, and 2 cups of rolled oat. We're boiling this until it reduces, cause the Western folks all taste a bit like mothballs or like an old handkerchief. A poor man's cake from the Great Depression. The Depression was bad, right? People were crawling around
Very.
on all fours in their yards eating dandelions. No, that's not an exaggeration. Those who were better off, like Ruth here, came up with recipes like this. Though bless her heart, she couldn't spell raisins. That's okay, Ruth. We start by cooking
okay,
1
Ruth.
cup of said raisins with 2 cups of water. Fire! We're boiling this until it reduces by half. Then we beat in a whole cup of shortening. I mean, I think that's a little excessive. In goes 1 egg. Plus a teaspoon each of ground cloves, allspice, and cinnamon. Ruth, I don't think that's
Nim.
gonna help. Finally, we add 1 teaspoon of
Yeah, I
baking
don't think
soda
the
and 2
cinnamon's
cups of
gonna help
flour.
either.
Cinnamon. Oh, this does not look
The
right.
name
There are
of
no
this guy's channel is just Bill and D Hollis. It's just his name. He's really
baking
funny and he
instructions
makes
at
a
all,
lot of
so
this
we're just
stuff.
gonna do 3.
A lot of it's bad. Some of it's good.
50 for
It's
Lord
really
knows how
a
long.
grab
About 45
bag of
minutes.
all
Did you
the
notice there
old
was no
recipes.
sugar? My legs are shaking, and not in the good way. Well, that tastes like a diagnosis that is severe. Peanut butter onions from the Great Depression. Like kissing women, stuffing onions full of peanut butter feels rather unnatural to me, but I suppose desperate times call for desperate measures. Start by French revolutioning our onions. Now,
But yeah, just look up Bill and D Hollis.
you can
You'll
use any
find
type
him.
of onion, but I use the round ones. The only type I can find. We need to create a flat bottom. Let me get some reference. Perfect. Time to scoop out the middle. Oh, boy, this onion's strong. A military grade. God damn. Woo! Okay, now that we have a hole in our onion and we look like we've just come from a wake, we need to stuff it. For that, we need a 1/4 cup of peanut butter mixed with
Why
half
are we putting
as
peanut
much
butter in
breadcrumbs.
the
Why?
onion?
I suppose it is called the Great Depression for a reason.
I
No, I don't
don't
typically
want
stuff
to put
vegetables.
peanut butter in
Much
the
prefer
onion.
stuffing fruit. Do we really just bake this? We do. $3.75 for an hour.
Could at least use a Vidalia
presentable
onion.
dish. Honey, this has a face made for radio. Closed casket funeral.
Yeah, just as expected.
It's not so much bad as it is unsettling. Simply just no need to do any of this. Magic peanut butter cookies from '84. These are 3-ingredient cookies, which means I have some serious doubts. Because a normal cookie
Yeah,
contains
same.
butter, milk, salt, baking powder, flour. This recipe just says no. We start with 1 cup of peanut butter, a 1/2 cup of sugar, plus
Oh my
1
God.
egg, and that's it.
Egg. Oh my god,
This is not
sugar, peanut butter,
How
and
you
egg.
make cookies? Just roll them out, then cross them with a fork. There's no way. This is gonna end up a melted tray of peanut butter. $3.50 for 10 minutes. No, come on. How? You
Cookies are one of those things where there's so many different ways to
Cheated.
make them.
These are brilliant. Melt in your mouth, brilliant. Here I was thinking I knew how baking worked. It's not fair.
Nope.
Boiled cookies from 1953. Now, these were called boiled cookies because you boiled the ingredients. The 50s was a time of blossoming creativity. Today, they are known as no-bakes, which is also the drug testing policy of anyone employed by the government. First up, we need a
Yep.
skillet. Do you all call this a frying pan or a skillet? I call it Steve. In goes a 1/2 cup of butter. 2
Good old
cups of
Steve
sugar.
the
Calories
skillet.
don't count on Christmas. 1/2 cup of moon juice. Yes, you can put liquid in dry measures. Volume doesn't change. Fight me. 3 tablespoons of potted cocoa. Now we bring this to the boil and then let it boil for precisely 1 minute. Fire! You've never been there, have you? New positions are fun. It's boiling. Beep. Done! Now we remove from heat and quickly add in a cup of peanut butter, a bit of vanilla, and 3 cups of quick oats. Then mix. Scoop onto wax paper and let them dry. They are firm. Judging by how they smell, I might be too. Whoa, man! They're like candy. Good cookie. Copycat Almond Joys from 1953.
Oh, fun.
Get Montgomery tea now. Then press it up. Come in. Be hard. Or coconut oil. Look at that. We did that. 80. You know, I don't make these.
Oh, this one's particular. This is one of the worst ones.
Asparagus cake from 1980.
Asparagus
You know what?
cake.
I don't make these things up. They legitimately get printed in cookbooks for reasons I've yet to fathom. Our kitchen to yours. You can keep it. First, we need 2 cups of grated asparagus. This is food for sheep and people who do yoga. Next is a 1.5 cups of vegetable oil, orange rind, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, vanilla asparagus. Really? 8 ounces of crushed pineapple and the juice. Sorry, pineapple vanilla asparagus. My bad. 3 egg.
Pineapple,
The drying
vanilla, asparagus.
ingredients are 3 cups
Sounds
of flour, 2
delicious,
cups of
doesn't
sugar,
it?
pinch of salt,
Or
2 teaspoons
some
of baking
kind of
soda,
diagnosis.
cinnamon, and a cup and a half of chopped nuts. Mix terror guacamole. Bad. An hour at 350.
Yeah, bad.
So heavy.
Powdered sugar, orange, mood juice.
Yep, that's a face. Yep.
So it's a nice moist cake, but it's flavored like the underneath of a lawnmower. It's earthy.
It's not quite right.
Coconut ice from 61. Now it's come to my attention that a lot of Americans don't like coconut, and you know what? It's okay to be wrong. But this here is an old school British candy which looks too simple to be good. We begin with a 15-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. Half of it goes in one bowl, the other half in another. Then into each bowl goes a cup of powdered sugar.
My sweet tooth is tingling. Mix.
Then we dye one bowl pink by using a few drops of red food coloring. Boop. You know, as a kid, I've always loved pink, which was the first of many signs.
And a little bit of Nilla.
Finally, to each bowl goes 2 cups of coconut flakes.
Don't use sweetened. You will
Yeah.
kill somebody.
1, 2. Then to an 8-inch parchment-lined pan
Do
goes the
not
first layer.
use
Gotta
sweetened
pack it tight.
coconut
Then the second.
shreds if
This
you're
is
doing
fun.
this.
And that's it. Pop it in the
Because you've already got fucking
fridge for at least
so much
3 hours
sugar.
to set. Ooh.
Thick.
Oh my goodness.
They're cute though. They look
These are
fudgy.
just lovely. What do you think?
There's no ice in these.
Yeah.
Perfect summer candy. Almond milk from 1965. Now I didn't know you could just make was to cover
Yes,
almond.
almond milk is incredibly simple to make.
It's almond milk. Good. It's from 1906. Now I've never seen a
Ginger
ginger
nuts.
nut, but I assume it's roughly the same as a blonde or a brunette. Fittingly, these nuts begin with a good pound of flour,
Pinch of salt, 3 ounces of sugar, teaspoon of soda,
and half an ounce of ginger. Woo! You're gonna be spicy. Now to a
Yeah,
saucepan,
a
we
little
add 4
bit.
ounces
Half an ounce of ginger.
of
That's
butter,
a lot.
plus half a pound of any treacle. I would call that excessive. Fire! Once the butter is
think
melted,
everyone
we
would
add
call
half a
that
gill of milk. What is a
excessive.
gill? A gill is 32 fluid drams. Well, thank God for that. When has the avoirdupois system helped anybody? We need a quarter cup.
mood juice. In we go. Mix. We knead in flour until stiff. Come on. Roll to balls.
Smack.
And what are balls without nuts? Bake in a quick oven for about 7 minutes. That'll be 400 degrees. Hello.
Those look soft and delicious.
Okay, I see you. It is a snapless, rotund ginger snap. It's like what ginger beer is to ginger ale, just in cookie form. Good cookie. A pinto bean cake from 55. I don't even know what to say about this
Why?
one. We start by draining 2 27-ounce cans of pinto beans. So I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. Now we put 1.5 cups of peanuts through a Grindomat. Where did the peanuts come from? What's a Grindomat?
Are you all right?
I assume
The beans
that's a
in the
grinder.
Grindomat. This is not, how can I say, right? Oh no! Ay, senor. Pesadilla total en la cocina.
3/4 cup of honey.
To this baby food looking refried funeral? How did you come up with these ingredients? Did you just throw a grenade down aisle 6? 5 egg teeth.
Now the chickens are implicated.
What is that?
Make sure to clean your Grindomat.
I'm not concerned about your precious Grindomat.
Lastly, we have half a cup of melted butter and 2 teaspoons of floof powder. Yeah, good luck with that. Only thing this is gonna rise up from is the dead.
Catastrophic.
Maybe.
in 45
It might
minutes at
rise up the
375.
dead from the
What?
dead
It's
if
a
we're lucky.
cake. How?
In what universe? How does this make a cake?
You have no right.
Soft, dense, rich.
No.
This is phenomenal. Macaroni biscuits from World War II. So during the turn of the 40s, there was this strange trend of people putting disturbing ingredients into dinner biscuits. Whether it was the product of wartime rations, personal taste, or consanguineous marriage remains a mystery. First step is to cook a half
Yeah.
cup of macaroni.
Macaroni biscuits,
Meanwhile, our dry
exactly what it
ingredients are 2
sounds
cups
like.
of flour,
Biscuits
quarter
with
cup of sugar,
macaroni in
teaspoon
them.
of salt, plus 5 teaspoons of baking powder.
5?
This is
That is
Josh
a lot.
Groban treatment. You can fire these from a mortar. Y'all got me making ballistic biscuits.
Ballistic
Wet ingredients are 3 tablespoons of melted shortening,
A cup of mood juice, 1 egg yolk, and the macaroni.
combine the 2,
Mix. Boop. We got the muffin biscuits.
half hour at 400.
Muffin
Oh,
biscuits,
boy.
always good. Carbo load.
What? Oh, there's something wrong here. There seems to be macaroni in my biscuit. Precisely what you think it would be. Feels like brains. Ice cream bread from 7.
But yes, Feels like brains makes me realize
78.
I could
Now, I think
make
the best way to
those
eat
and
ice
dye
cream is to
them
eat
to
it
look
straight
like
from the
brains
tub. However,
for
like
Halloween.
the first time I got up close with a man, this recipe has me second guessing. This recipe comes from a cookbook called Cookbook. They were very bright. We're gonna need 2 cups of full-fat ice cream. None of that
Okay.
healthy stuff. What are you trying to do? Live longer? Now, before we dive in, we need to wait for this to get soft, which is the opposite of what we're used to, depending on what you're diving into. 1, 2. Next, we beat in a cup and a half of flour, plus 1.5 teaspoons of floof powder. Boop. Well, this is unorthodox. And then into a greased loaf pan. Is that it? I'm not gonna tell you, oh, there's no way this is gonna work, because it makes sense, doesn't it? Ice cream has your sugar, your flavor, your fat, your dairy, everything. I've just never
Yeah,
thought to mess with it.
actually,
it
now
says
that
we can
you
add
think,
sprinkles
now
for
that
the
I'm
children.
thinking about
Screw
it, it
that.
makes
This is for me.
sense.
What do you take me for?
Why wouldn't it?
Grown? Ah, look it! Bake it
The only
350
thing
for about
I'm worried
45
about
minutes.
is the
Just check
lack
yours
of
with a toothpick.
yeast. It looks like fairy bread. It seems
Oh man.
appropriate
Perfectly
considering a
sweet
fairy
and soft.
baked it. Anyways, that's enough for tonight, guys. That was very entertaining. The name of that guy's channel is Dylan B. Hollis. You can look him up on YouTube. It's just Dylan B. Hollis. He's also apparently on TikTok, but I'm not sure how many of my viewers are going to be on TikTok. That'll be it for tonight. Please remember to subscribe if you feel like it, or don't. It doesn't affect me in any way. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Yes, that was awesome. A lot of good recipes that I feel like some of you guys might want to try. And some that we'll definitely not try, like that asparagus cake and the prune whip. Have an awesome possum night. You hate TikTok. Good. I don't like it either. But, you guys all have an awesome possum night. Thanks for hanging out. Please remember to stay out of small spaces you can get trapped in. Stay out of traffic. Stay out of engine compartments. Stay hydrated. Stay awesome, possums. I love you all. Come hang out again with me on Thursday. Same possum time, same possum channel.